Do not be a 6-year-old with an imagination if you live in the state of Alabama, because your school may suspend you.
Jared Belcher says he nor his 6-year-old have had any issues with Jefferson County school system until last Friday, when he got a call from his son's school asking for him to be picked up because he had been suspended.
I sat down and I asked her, I said, "Can you tell me what happened?" And she proceeds to tell me that my son and another boy, they were playing with each other, playing cops and robbers, and using their index finger as a gun.
Belcher's son was given a Class 3 violation, which is also given to students who bring weapons to school. Belcher was told his son would be barred from school grounds until a hearing could be held.
I said, "Okay, did he threaten anyone?" No. Was there any violence? No. Was there any indication of a current or future threat? No. So I said, well, this kind of seems pretty benign to me. It sounds like two first graders playing. And she said it was, but in this climate, this day and age, we have to take all incidents very seriously.
The assistant principal told Belcher that what his son did was outlined in the Jefferson County Student Handbook as a violation, but after looking through it himself, Belcher says he couldn't find anything that was similar to what his son did.
What they should have done was pulled him to the side and said, "Hey, if this is not appropriate at school," and that should have solved it. Or they could have called me and I would have handled it.
We call that common sense.
This is
common sense. It's gone. Bye-bye. No longer exists here.
If you're going to do this at this level, is it 6-year-old?
6 years old.
If you're going to do this at this level, why don't you go to the inner cities in America where there's real gun violence, where there's murders every weekend, and all week long the shooting and the deaths, especially Chicago, hello, off the chart. But there's no answer for that. You're not worried about that. You're worried about little kids playing cops and robbers using their hands as a fake. So I understand you're trying to say, okay, guns are not good, or you shouldn't play with guns. Make that point, great. But to punish this little kid, to make an example out of him.
And that's what we do. We treat the kids as if they're little adults, so we need to punish them hard.
Wow.
And we need to expose them to sexual deviances and all that.
Yep.
Adult issues.
Anything
younger,
goes.
they need that. But if they're adults and they do something bad, like, shoot people and all that, then they get treated like children again.
Wonder if you
see, this is we have a completely backwards society right now when it comes to this stuff. Now, so that Class 3 did get downgraded to a Class 2. Whoopity-doo,
wow. My
right?
goodness.
Now, and there's a letter that was sent to the school by a group, the Gun Owners of America and Bama Carry. And they said it's too little too late to go from a 3 to a 2. And they said the entire disciplinary action should be rescinded. And the policy that led to that suspension should be amended. Now, in the letter, it said, in other words, the school charged a 6-year-old boy with an infraction equivalent to a felony crime, which is true. The irony is not lost on the kid's parents that, I guess, intentionally hitting, pushing, kicking, or otherwise being physically aggressive with another student is a Class 2 infraction. So initially, this little boy, 6 years old, was charged with a higher infraction than if he would have, and this is in the words of this letter, in other words, he would be subject to a lesser maximum penalty had he punched the other student in the face. So the little boys playing cops and robbers, all that, he should have just went and punched him in the face. Kicked him, pushed him down, stomped on him. It would have been a lesser offense. That's where we are.